It's taken me over 40 years to reach this place. I've lived all over the western continent of North America, traveled from Hawaii to Los Angeles to Washington to Idaho to New Mexico, Utah, Wyoming, Montana, Nevada, Oregon, and even down into the north central portions of Central America to finally realize that this is the place that I wanted to call home. I've chased this dream for years, trying to find the perfect place, and now I call Central Oregon my home. During this time of year, sounds ring through my head of babbling brooks, and flowing streams, and rushing rivers, but also the voices of people that have come before me that have described it much better than I have. Now, some of you may recognize me from the nonprofit work that I do with Trout Unlimited, or perhaps you've been a customer at one of the many print shops where I sit in a chair in front of a computer as a graphic designer for 40 plus hours a week, plugging away and missing every moment that I can spend out here in the wilderness. I hike these trails in Central Oregon hundreds of times a year, just discovering and rediscovering these places over and over and over again. And each time I'm brought to mind the different things that have brought me to this place that I now call home. But it's more than just these places that I get to see that bring me my need and desire to volunteer for the organizations that I do. It's the people that I meet, the stories that we share, the connections that we make, and the time that we spend together that's the most precious to me. I've found that has become a personal responsibility that I've been willing to take on to do anything that I can to help preserve the heritage of the outdoor lifestyle in Central Oregon. Well, yes, there are literally thousands of activities in the outdoors that you can enjoy while in Central Oregon. The one that I've always gravitated toward is fishing. As a young boy, I was taught to fish by my grandfather and taken places throughout Central and Northern California and shown some pristine, magnificent waters. These are the places that I find myself the most calm. These are the places that I understand are the lifeblood of any community. The waters, the rivers, the lakes, the streams, the fish that inhabit them, the riparian areas that support them. This is where the connectivity in our community begins, because without water, there is no life. For all the people that I've met here in Central Oregon, it doesn't matter what their profession is, it doesn't matter what they do for a living, whether they're a farmer, a doctor, a graphic designer like me, somebody that works in timber, somebody that works for the Forest Service, or the national parks, or the state parks, or law enforcement, or anything in between. You sit at a gas station behind a pump all day. You sit behind a counter and give me my fast food at McDonald's. There's no preaching to you about the value of the area that you live in because you were born to it. You know it. It's the reason why you love living here. I'm just a small piece in a much larger puzzle. The piece that I make up helps connect the other pieces to the portions of our community that may or may not feel that they have a voice. I'm no scholar, I'm no PhD. I didn't go to college for years to learn about wildlife biology, hydrology, geomorphology, or any of the other things that contribute to their professions to make sure that they're able to perform the tasks that they do to conserve and protect Central Oregon's wild places, the rivers and streams, and the forests that surround us. I'm just one man. And again, I'm just a very small piece in a very large puzzle. So what is it that I can do? What is it that any of us can do to help along the process of conserving and protecting our local resources? It's simple. Teach your children, become active in some way, give of your time, and volunteer to make it a better place for the future.